Hey guys, Dr. Kerry Yerkew here. I'm a chiropractor in Kelowna and I'm out for my morning run. It's a Saturday morning and it's my usual run, but today's a little different because we've had some wildfires, and on Thursday the wildfires started right across the lake from here in West Kelowna, which is really hard to see right now because of the smoke. And at nighttime it was a really scary scene because you couldn't see that well across the lake, but as night came you could see the red glow and orange glow, and it seemed like the whole area across the lake from me was on fire. And then that night my wife and I decided to go get my mother-in-law, who has dementia, in a care home, which was close to an isolated fire that had jumped across the lake and was in her care home area. So we went to get her, went to get my father-in-law, who's in assisted living close by, and then brought them back to our place, and they've been staying with us since then. And then yesterday was interesting because the smoke got thicker and it was harder to see across the lake. And you know, we're getting mixed news reports of where the fires were. My kids came home from work. They work in a marina here in Kelowna, and they closed the marina because of the smoke. And so they were saying, you know, what should we do? We've heard of people leaving town. You know, are we in danger? And I didn't really know how dangerous the situation was. So we had dinner, and I decided to go for a drive with my wife, and we drove into the more active areas, like by the airport, where my mother-in-law and father-in-law live, and they were actually evacuating her care home when we drove back. So it's a good thing we went the day earlier to get her. And there were isolated kind of spot fires in that area. I could see a fire north, like in the landfill, and then north of that in Lake Country and Lake Stone. I've heard that there's a fire there too, but you could see the smoke rising from those areas. But when it got darker, we looked across the lake at West Kelowna, right across from where I am right now, and it wasn't red and orange and glowing like it was the day before. So that was kind of reassuring in a way. I mean, I know a lot of people have lost their homes and have been displaced because of the fire in West Kelowna and in Lake Country. And I feel terrible for them. And I know people are very supportive in Kelowna right now, pitching in and helping out. I also ran into a couple RCMP officers that were kind of guarding the roads in that area, and they said they were brought in from Vancouver Island to help out. So I thanked them for their service and appreciated them kind of directing traffic and watching out for looters, because some people have left town and their homes are unoccupied. And so that was kind of reassuring. And then you know, as we were in those more active areas, the smoke was thicker, and definitely my eyes were bothering me, but it was getting a little harder to breathe. Even in the car with the air on and the recirculation on in the car, it was getting, it was starting to get a little bit thick. And so as we drove around town to different parts, some of the air quality improved. It was a little thinner, the smoke. And then we decided to stay. And then last night, well, I had a good sleep, and then I woke up this morning, and my regular routine is to hop on my bike, head to work, and then go for a run. So I hopped on my bike, and I was kind of struck by how cold it was. It was like 7 degrees this morning, which it hasn't been 7 for a while now in the morning. So so it was cold. There was no wind, and there was no wind or very light wind last night, which was a blessing because I think the winds really affected the fires on Thursday night and caused them to spread quickly. And today the air quality isn't great, but you can see across the lake and it's thinner, so that's good. And I'm sure people with asthma and respiratory conditions are affected by this. I've had a few cancellations in the clinic because of the smoke. But that's the situation today. The situation could change. The weather could change. I see in the forecast Monday and Tuesday, it looks like there's going to be some rain, and hopefully we'll get some. I can hear some helicopters, planes that are active, and I'm sure they're working on the fires that are active right now north of Kelowna and in West Kelowna area. So that's what's going on today. I'm going to go for my run and see how far I can get. I don't want to put my health in any type of jeopardy. I don't have asthma or any respiratory issues. The biggest thing was my eyes were burning on my bike ride yesterday. So I'm going to head out for my run. It is quieter. I'm sure some people have left Kelowna. Not as much traffic and not as many people out. This park only has 1 or 2 people, and usually it has several at this time of the morning. So definitely people have left town. The other thing was the gas stations yesterday. We filled up with gas Thursday night, but then last night, Friday, I noticed a lot of gas stations were out of gas, but still there were some that were open and had gas. So I just kept my gas topped up and have an emergency kit for our family so that if we have to leave, we're ready to go on short notice. And also I talked to my in-laws about that, and we agreed we would continue to survey the situation. But I would say I'm a little more optimistic this morning than I was yesterday, and I just thought I'd post this video because I know my family's concerned, but other people are wondering what's going on in Kelowna. And so that's the situation this morning. I'm close to downtown right now, kind of in the core of the city. That's where my office is, and just gonna head out for a run. And I'll try to do another video later today or tomorrow to keep you guys posted. And thanks for your support and for everybody who's helped out here in Kelowna.